Hey, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Mick Rockin' Bolt Wrestling Review Show. I'm your co-host, Mike Mick Wilson, and last night was TNA Impact live in London, England. In this video, I will give you my review of last night's show, as well as the results of that very same show as well. But before I get to that, I want to go back a few weeks ago when Dixie Carter made a major announcement regarding TNA Impact Wrestling. She said that TNA is officially going on the road. Now, even though I know some die-hard fans that live in Orlando, Florida, the regulars that go to these events every week are really gonna miss it. I get that. I understand it. I will too. I have been in past TNA Impact Live wrestling shows in Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. But even though that, I think Dixie made a smart decision. It is a smart business decision, and it allows TNA Impact to grow even more. Become more, futuristic. It's really evolving. TNA Impact Wrestling will always evolve, and I'm really interested to see if the wrestling roster is going to be lower than normal, because maybe some wrestlers may not be able to take the traveling aspect of wrestling. Yet again, I can see a growth of the company as a whole due to this smart business decision. And with all that being said, right now here is my review for TNA Impact Live Wrestling. Last night, Hulk Hogan revealed that Bully Ray will be the #1 contender to Jeff Hardy's World Heavyweight Championship at Lockdown. My problem with this is that how did Bully Ray deserve a #1 contendership when he did not compete at all last week to impress Hulk Hogan? We saw matches with James Storm, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Rob Van Dam, and others in the like. But Bully Ray has a knee injury, and it just so happened to be that Hulk Hogan named him the #1 contender. I don't understand the logic behind that decision. However, what I do understand is that Hulk Hogan is Bully Ray's son-in-law when it comes to the storylines. And really what Hulk Hogan is doing is what Taz said, and it is that he is playing a little favoritism. He's favoring Bully Ray. He's giving him a shot to the World Heavyweight Championship. But I'm also interested to see how will it all take place in not only the weeks to come, but at the Lockdown event. I'm really curious to see what the end result will be for that match. Also last night in an 8-man tag team match, it was Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, the newly crowned World Tag Team Champions, teamed up with Bad Influence. They are known as Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. They took on the team of Joseph Park, James Storm, and the former tag team champions Chavo and Hernandez. And I like that Joseph Park got the victory for this match, because I like that Abyss, the character of Abyss that he played, was for years in TNA. And I think what they've done is that they've done this. They turned the power back on him and gave him a new, fresh character to play in Joseph Park. And he's been stellar throughout this entire process in TNA Impact. And I really like this change in character, and I hope it continues. Also last night, England's own Rockstar Spud He defeated Robbie E in a one-on-one match. And I like this new Rockstar Spud character. He almost reminds me of a lost member of the Motor City Machine Guns. Meets David Bowie. And I like that he got the pin on Robbie E. And also, this is what the X Division needs right now. It needs more superstars, and I think Rockstar Spud could be an anchor in the X Division. Also, a new Knockouts champion has been crowned in Velvet Sky in a 4-way elimination match. Now, what I like about this is that both Tara and Tessmacher were really playing the backside of the story between Gail Kim and Velvet Sky when they had one-on-one matches in past weeks. And what happened was that Gail Kim pinned Tara, which would definitely crown a new champ, and then Velvet Sky pinned Tessmacher, and then at the end, Velvet Sky pinned Gail Kim, but it was due to the fact that the referee was doing her job, Taryn Terrell, kind of like moved Gail Kim out of the way so Velvet Sky can, apply her finisher and get the 1, 2, 3. And based on that result, I do see a feud brewing now between Gail Kim and the referee Taryn Terrell, and I'm curious that if Taryn Terrell does have any wrestling skills, because I can see Gail and Taryn in a one-on-one confrontation in the near future. And probably for a shot at the Knockout champ. But let's keep this going for Velvet Sky right now. This is her year. She's the new Knockouts champ. And I think this is a excellent, smart decision on the Knockouts roster. And also, in a one-on-one match, it was Samoa Joe versus an Ace and Eights member, Garrett Bischoff. Now, before I get to the result in my review of this particular match, I'd like to point out, a few weeks ago when Taz revealed that he was an Aces and Eights member, this wasn't really about Taz. Really, this was about making Aces and Eights look good. This wasn't about Taz looking good for the Aces and Eights. This was about Aces and Eights looking more powerful now that they got Taz with them. But also in the same time last week, when they revealed that Garrett Bischoff and Wes Briscoe are members of Aces and Eights, not only this benefited Aces and Eights, but this also benefited Garrett Bischoff and Wes Briscoe, because really they've been lurking in the back and waiting for something to happen to the both of them. And this is the perfect thing to happen for these two superstars. And I think this is really becoming full circle for the Aces and Eights group. And I'm interested to see where this is going to go, at least until Lockdown. Because just before Kurt Angle made a challenge, Garrett Bischoff got himself disqualified. Wes Briscoe came out 2-on-1 handicap on Samoa Joe. Kurt Angle saved the day, came out, attacked Wes Briscoe and Garrett, and then he made a challenge to Wes Briscoe in a steel cage match at Lockdown. And what I like about this is that Wes Briscoe never really had a heartfelt one-on-one confrontation with anyone yet, and this is the perfect opportunity for Wes Briscoe to go one-on-one with probably the greatest wrestler in all of wrestling, Kurt Angle. Let's see what he can do in the ring with the best in the world. In an X Division Championship match, Rob Van Dam defeated Kenny King. And I like that Rob Van Dam is really bringing prestige to the X Division, defending the title, having number one contenderships for the X Division Championship, losing in the non-title match. And what's interesting here is that the champion is not benefiting anything at all. And I like this because RVD is already established himself as an X Division superstar throughout his entire career. You see his arsenal, his Rolling Thunder, his 5-star Frog Splash. Everything about RVD screams X Division. And with that being said, I like that Kenny King lost because they can only build Kenny King's character, and I hope that Kenny King does get another title shot in the near future. Superstars like Rockstar Spud, as I mentioned earlier, could be a part of it. However, Christian York, I think, is a little too good for the X Division, but I'd really like to see Jesse Sorensen come back and have a match against Zema Ion, get his revenge on him, bring him into the fold for the X Division, and the X Division will be on fire. And on the main event, it was the Aces and Eights, Mr. Anderson, Doc, and the television champion Devon facing Hulk Hogan. Yes, that's right, Hulk Hogan, Sting, and Bully Ray. And even though Hulk Hogan, for the love of God, God love him. He really can't, take any bumps anymore in the ring. He can't wrestle. He had 8 back surgeries. But I do like that he was used for the end result when Aces and Eights, dragged him out to the ramp. And 2 other Aces and Eights members had Brooke Hogan, coming from the audience. And then Doc getting the pinfall over Sting. And Aces and Eights really got over that night. And like I said earlier, this is becoming full circle for Aces and Eights. And when they all came in the ring, did you notice that the only person wearing a mask was the vice president of the Aces and Eights, the VP? And I'm curious to see who that is. Maybe before we reveal who this masked man is, maybe we could see some other superstars in the Aces and Eights. I could see Crimson in there, even Chuck Palumbo, because he is a biker. He makes his own custom bikes. And with all that being said, last night's show was an excellent show. A good 8 out of 10, and thank you for watching my review for last night's TNA Impact Wrestling Live in London, England. I'm your co-host, Mike Make Rock Wilson, for the MRB Wrestling Review Show. Get plenty of rest, and always do your best.